Okay, so today we're on week 5, lesson 25. We're going to be solving problems involving money. But before we get directly to money, we are going to practice skip counting. Because skip counting is a skill that will help you count money. So let's look at counting by 1s, 2s, and 5s on a chart. For example, how can you count on the chart? You can count by 2s. They start with 22, then go to 24. And then what would be next would be 26, and then 28, then 30, 32. What's next? 34, keep going. 36, 38, 40. Good. Now let's count by 5s, starting with, have you start with 25. 25 cents is the value of a quarter. So it makes sense they would have you start with 25 and count by 5s. 25 and 5 more is 30, and 5 more is 35, and 5 more is 40, and 5 more is 45, and 5 more is 50, and 5 more is 55, and 5 more is 60. And hopefully you remember that when you're counting by 5s, all multiples of 5s have either a 0 or a 5 in the ones place. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Hopefully you remember that. And of course, counting by 1s. You need to count by 1s when you're counting on pennies or dollar bills, but you shouldn't have any problems counting on by 1s. So let's take a look at what they want you to fill in the blanks. Okay, filling in the blanks, count by 1s. Start with 46. What is next? 47, 48, 49, 50. Correct. Counting by 2s, 22. They filled in 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34. And counting by 5s, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Now down to number 1, you have to fill in the blanks using the chart. It's kind of nice they give you the chart. Oops, went a little too far. There you go. Now this chart starts with 91. And it ends with 120. That's something that you need to pay attention to. And you also need to pay attention to what they're asking you to do. So the first one, they're asking you to count by 1. What are you starting with when you're counting by 1 in this one? You're starting with the number 108. 108, what comes after 108? You find 108 in the chart if you don't know for sure. There's 108 right there. What comes after 108? 109, you write it in. What comes after 109? Whoops. Right after 109 is 110. They wrote that in for you. After 110 is 111. 112, then last is 113. So there is counting by 1s for the first row they gave you. In the next row, what do they tell you to count by? Count by 2. What number are they starting with? Find that number in the chart. There it is, 96. And now count by 2s to get to the next number. 96, skip 97, go to 98. 98 is the next number, counting by 2s. You have to count by 2s again to get to the next number missing. 98, skip 99, go to 100. They gave you the 102 for your next number. So you skip 101, you go to 102. What's after the 102? Well, you're going to skip 103 and go to 104. And the last number in that sequence they give you is 106, which is correct. Finally, in the last row, you're practicing counting by fives. You need to see it. Make sure you know that what they're asking you to do, counting by fives. Pay attention to what number they're asking you to start with, which is 95. Find that number on the chart. What is 5 more than 95 when you're counting by fives? 95. 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. You skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the fifth number is 100. They gave you the next number of 105. Skip 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth number is 105. They gave you the next number after that is 110. What's next when you count by fives? What comes after 110? 110 and 5 more. 110. Skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth number is, I hope you wrote in, 115. And that is a quick review of skip counting to get you ready to solve problems with money.